TLSG here, back again for another daily lunch live stream. So today we're going to be running a little bit of the Hela Casino that we featured on today's video. Thank you everyone that jumped in early. So Alexander, we have Astros, JXD3N, Sixus, thank you all for being here. I hope that you're having a great day so far. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into it, but I hope that all of you have been having a great day so far. And I hope that we have a pretty good live stream. Yesterday's was really positive. Not only in like the gifted memberships, then we have Q right out of the gate. We have Q. So not only in the gifted memberships, but also in the cube game. We also had really strong cube games. And so right off the bat, we're gonna be risking an 8 cube game with Q. So we will see how it goes. Not a terrible start. It's definitely going to be an all or nothing. It's either going to start as really positive or really negative. And so Tinker's Workshop lets us play Invisible Woman early, but with this list, we don't always stack our discard cards behind there because Invisible Woman is such... yeah, Harry, it's our first game is Q. So we're starting it really strong today. Because Invisible Woman is such a strong target or a presence that kind of draws the attention of the opponent, we don't always hide our discard cards behind it. A lot of times I like to hide Killmonger, sometimes even something like a Magneto or a Leader, and then you had Kappa. So we just win this one, right? Unless he has a way to go wide. We play Captain Marvel. She moves over into Sanctum Sanctorum. We win mid and right. I don't think we even need to think too hard about this one. Ooh, he may be able to go wide. He might be running something like a White Tiger to re-trigger. If he can go wide, this is pretty difficult. Otherwise, I think it's an easy win. We'll see what he plays here. Okay, oh, I know Q likes to run Ronin quite a bit. So this, it could be pretty bad. Do we run the Leader play? And then if he does or do we do Hellcow? Hellcow would bring our hand down to 3, so his Ronin would be 9 power. And that would win us this lane and allow us to win. Yeah, so if he drops Arnim... Oh, if he drops Arnim Zola, it copies both though, right? And so it'd be 9, it'd be 11 power. And so we would tie Sanctum Sanctorum. We'd be able to win the Tinker's Workshop lane, but we wouldn't win the other one. And so if he plays Leader or White Tiger, Dr. Doom, I think either one of those, even if we Leader it, I think he wins. Because he has the... Alexander, it's not good for me or not good for Q? Hey, Rando, Calrissian. Yeah, we are live. And it took me the longest time to realize that your name was from Star Wars. That whenever I finally realized it, I giggled. I don't know. I kind of like the Hellcow play, just in case he does the... I don't know. In case he does the Arnim Zola. Yeah, Leader's going to cause a chain. The other one would have discarded cards, but I don't know that it would have been enough power, because we would have discarded 2 additional. His Ronin would have been 2 power. I think Hellcow may have been the play. Knowing that Q really likes those... really cheeky gameplays, and so I don't think had our oh man, yeah, we didn't quite have enough power. I don't know that the Hellcow would have done it for us either. It would have given us the opportunity for Captain Marvel to kind of move somewhere, so it would have had to beat 11 power here, and so we would have tied this lane. We would have won this one. He would have won that one by 9. I think he still would have won the tiebreaker. It's such a tough way to start the stream. Q always coming in, making it really interesting right off the start. And so I don't I don't know. I think either way, it was a really tough game. We didn't have the additional space to play. Otherwise, we could have like ripped their Wong away from the Arnhem Zola. We could have discarded some extra cards. But yeah, one power off being able to move with the Captain Marvel, but that is okay. We'll start negative, and then we start that ascent back up into positive. And then Kiara and hey, how's it going? Nope, that was actually the very first game. So you hopped in still pretty early. A first game 8-cube matchup, and so you're right on time. And then Gallagher Gal, hey, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day, Mark Sign. And then Alex, you said, glad to see you again. I have a new deck that I'm working on. It's not the one we talked about on Discord. Once you get it to a place that you either want me to take a look at it, just shoot it over and I'll absolutely look at it. Q, that was such a good game, and it started the stream off so strong. I anticipated the Arnhem Zola. I did have a Hell Cow that would have discarded our hand a little bit to discount your Ronin, but I don't think either way was quite enough. And then Alexander, yeah, MMR is too low. I think I don't know. I know that it's based on a lot of different things, and I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, Kappa. Yeah, you had the Arnhem Zola call. It's like it was spot on. So I don't think we even need to play our Killmonger here. It just kind of it lets them know what we have out on the board or what we have in our hand. We could, so we don't have any of our big cards. I don't know if they played a Wasp, so are they playing a Patriot style deck? If they're playing a Patriot style deck, that we don't have a hard counter for ongoing cards in this build, so that might be a pretty difficult matchup for us. We can do Sandman so that they can't play a whole bunch of their like low cost cards, but that still puts us pretty restricted in our late game kind of play potential. But I think that might be our biggest win condition. If we can limit them in the number of, oh yeah, that Patriot's gonna be a problem. Because now it's gonna get cloned, they can play it again. And they can kind of keep doing that. But if we can limit how many times he can play it, he can only play it one time now. So even though he has the extra Wasp, he can only play one card. So I think it was our best move, but it still doesn't feel incredible. Maybe we can do a Red Skull. Maybe 2 Red Skulls would be enough, knowing that he can only drop 2 more cards. The thumbnail, Eclate, the thumbnail's the counter and control. I'm not sure why it's doing that, because I changed it whenever we set up the live stream, and it did that same thing yesterday. And so there's the Onslaught. Ooh, and they can do another Onslaught, but we'll be able to grab their Patriot with a Magneto. Yeah, I think Magneto's going to be the play. Because I would, if I was them, maybe you stack another Onslaught here to make this lane really tough to compete with, make this one really tough. You can grab the Patriot out. That means the double Onslaught here is... Oh, wait, do we still lose that one? I don't know. Because if they do an Onslaught here, that's going to be... It's going to be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wait, is that a 14 power lane? No, that's like 20 something. That's 20 something, and then we lose Monster Island. Would Magneto mid be enough though? I think Magneto mid would be the play. Because if we pull it mid, we lose, well, we lose this one. But we win this one. I don't know if we win the tiebreaker though. The Patriot matchup seems to be pretty difficult, or anything that really relies heavily on ongoing. So if we're seeing a lot of that, the counter and control list I think would be a little bit better. Hey Akaichu, how's it going? And then Donald Wilson, I haven't watched the video for the deck yet. Was the idea to counter control decks or to control and counter other players? So Donald, so they extended the game. So the thumbnail for this one is a little bit misleading. It got stuck with our thumbnail from yesterday. This deck list is more of a Hela a Hela Casino or a Hela build. I'm putting the bot in timeout real fast. It didn't take them very long today. That was really quick. So he extended the game with magic. Ooh, yeah, we would have won if he played Onslaught here. I think we would have had the tiebreaker potentially, but we do get the. That was a tough game for one cube. I feel like that was much tougher than some like really easy rolls. Is that Clarice? Yeah, Clarice is laying in the background. Hold on. Let's see. I know I was messing with this, so it might not. Oh yeah. Claire's sleeping in the background. When is Clarice gonna make their debut on the live stream? Every once in a while she pops in. Most of the time she's just sleeping in the background. Yeah, she has a favorite spot back there. She's always back by the wait, the thumbnail has changed now, Sixes? Oh no, towards Donald. I actually meant the idea for the deck yesterday. Yeah, so the deck yesterday was meant to kind of either disrupt, so like block them from doing their big combos, or counter it with something like a Shang-Chi, an Enchantress, or a Killmonger. And so you can still push a decent amount of power with yesterday's list. And then you have that late game, like the late game Sarah, Magic, and then you either have your Shang-Chi, your Enchantress, your Killmonger kind of combo. And then you have Red Skull as like a way to push it up over if you need some additional power push. Wait, I think we were a second late from TLSG. When you press play, you're talking about how to match up against me. So I think we can do the Invisible Woman. We can do a Killmonger behind the Invisible Woman at some point to kill Zero and Ninja. Both of the ninjas, theirs and ours. But actually, maybe we hide Invisible Woman behind Kamartaj. We can actually stack our discard cards there to see maybe they don't have a counter for it. Ooh, they zeroed their Angela. Strange. So now they're not going to be able to get the buff from each card they play with Angela. And then Subterranean makes it a lot less likely that we draw into our Hela by the end of the game, but we do have a leader that we can play to kind of match their power output. Oh my gosh. That was going to be a lot of rocks. The Zero deck? Yeah. And then ping might affect it as well. And then maybe even location a little bit, depending on what version of the build you're playing. Yesterday I got Agatha when Lady Sif got nerfed. Yeah. And so I still think that there is a good Agatha build out there. I think it's just we have to find it and find a way to make it consistent. Yeah, Dry. So we had the rock victory. But I think Agatha will find a place again, similar to where it kind of felt like initially she was really bad. And then we have Q again. We have a chance to redeem our lost cubes here. But I think with Agatha, I think there's probably a build somewhere that feels really, really consistent. But we just haven't found it yet. Yep, and so we have the Q match, the second Q match of the day. The first one was actually Q, and then now this one is Q again. And so we have round 2. That's not great. That's not great at all. So Electro seems like something that they want on the board, and then our leader is not going to be able to copy it. Oh no. It's a car. It's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good at all. So he has the Electro ramp already. He's going to be able to, on turn... Ooh, and then we get Project Pegasus, which is actually good. He can only drop 1 card, so regardless of the cost, but we can kind of sneak 2 in there. I don't think we drop Sandman, because he does have Electro on the board. It wouldn't do us much good. I think we just play our Infinite. I think we just play it outright. We don't get that chance very often. Since we didn't play a card on turn 1 or turn 2, we can actually drop it directly in there. And so I think we play it into Hela just in case he puts resources there. We have a good shot at winning and can hopefully clear some of his resources. Okay, so he extended the game. A domino and a magic seems kind of strange. And a magic and an electro list. I'm really confused at what's being ran here. I think we go with Swordmaster. If we discard our Red Skull, then we'll play Captain Marvel next turn. If we discard Captain Marvel, we can play Red Skull. Yeah. A spicy deck list for lunch today. John, are you or Captain? Yeah, Captain Kirch. That Shang-Chi was huge, though. Last time we saw Domino from Q, it didn't go well. Electro decks are way better than this nonsense. I don't know. The incoming Shang-Chi, Chauncey, you called it. There's the Shang-Chi play. So now we need to find a way to come up over and win anyways. I think Red Skull into Project Pegasus is going to be a good play line. Either that, or we could... I don't think he's going to have any one cost. With an Electro, I don't think Killmonger's going to do us much good. Otherwise, we could do Invisible Woman and like Killmonger behind it. Because we do have an extra turn with the Limbo location, but... And then he skipped turn 5, so I would expect an Infinite here. He's going to Infinite us, right? I think this one's going to be a really tough win. We can do Invisible Woman. Yeah, the Infinite, and he's already destroyed ours, which is a big power push from this deck list. And then Captain Kirch, I'm glad that you're here today. Captain Kirch is huge in making the other version of the Hela build into kind of what it is now. And he's still continuing to refine it. And if you haven't seen some of his like write-ups or guides on it, they're phenomenal. They blow it out of the water on every aspect. They're very thorough. And so it's not just like a deck list that's been thrown together. You know that it didn't just happen. Yeah, we need that leader back now. Sakaar did us really, really dirty at the start of the game. I don't know if hiding our Lady Sif would be better or Captain Marvel just for the... because we could draw into Magneto next turn, which might help us out. Yeah, you can still win with Magneto, but I think we need the Captain Marvel to be kind of that buffer and kind of shift lanes depending on where he drops his cards, because he's only going to be able to drop 2 cards here. So the Infinite, and then I guess he probably could have an Arnim Zola. He might have the Arnim Zola. Actually, I'm pretty sure. He beat us with Arnim Zola last time. That's very like Q-esque to have. And so I bet he pushes his Infinite here and here. We'll let it play out. I don't think there's a win condition. The Helad's with what we have right now is not going to push us over the top. But we have to let it play out for Q. And so I think we leave a spot open in Sakaar, but we anticipate the Arnim Zola play. If not, maybe we throw Killmonger over here just in case. Here comes the Arnim Zola. Q's taken all of our cubes today. Q came in and is absolutely ruthless, holding nothing back with the Arnim Zola. That's 2 times that his Arnim Zola has come in huge for him. And normally that would have been a retreat. So if you maybe just jumped in and you don't know like the interaction between me and Q, he's a fellow stream enjoyer. He's in the queues a lot, and he tries to match up with us quite often. He has his own emoji, and so even if it looks like it's going to be a loss, we let those play out. We max snap it, let it play out, and so with that one, was a low roll for us. Having leader come in directly onto the board takes away a lot of our like late game kind of secondary win conditions. And so that would have been a retreat pretty early on, but since it's Q, we let those go through. And this one is, are you still in the chat, Alex? This is another one of our viewers. So I wonder how many stream viewers we actually do match up with. So this is another one of our stream viewers. He's pretty active on the Discord. He took a break from the game for a little while and is back now. So we'll see. Hopefully this one's a good match. Hopefully we can get some of our cubes back so that we're not negative 21 for the stream, because that's not doing the deck list any justice. A lot of what we have lost are from those max snap games, and so and then at Astros, Hela mid would tie. With the Arnhem Zola, I don't think it would have. Okay, and so we do have Hela in hand, but I think we still play our Swordmaster regardless. If it does hit our Hela, that's okay. But then if not, then we do have a good resummon card, or a good target for our resummon on 6. And so he plays Thor. If we don't discard Sandman would be a good play here, to stop him from being able to play Mjolnir, play a lot of those cards all in like one turn. But we discard Sandman. So I think we're going to throw our Invisible Woman onto the board. And then I see you said if it's glowing, that's the person that goes first. Did I miss a question? So if it's talking about initiative, it goes off of who's currently winning at that point in the game. But otherwise, yeah, if it's a tie or if you're uncertain, it's whoever has the glowing border around their name. So right now, only one has the glowing border, so he will flip and turn first. Orange Jesus is not in our favor today. It doesn't look like it so far. I mean, we could go with an early Sandman oh no, we can't. Even if we wanted to play Hela outside of here, we can't. Whoa, 2 times in one day, bot? Okay, so I banned him again. Usually we don't have much of an issue with the bots. Usually I think the stream is short enough that they don't find us. But today they are here. They're out in spades. So we don't have any discard cards though. So if we drew into Hellcow next turn, it'd feel fine. Otherwise, I think we hide. Yeah, definitely. If you don't follow the link. I think we play our Red Skull instead. We hide a Red Skull behind there. No, they're going to have too much power. Do we do Magneto and then potentially like a Red Skull out here? With having the Sandman discarded, Hela loses a lot of her presence. Had it been one of our higher power cards, definitely would have wanted to go with that here. So we can go with the leader play. We might end up losing the Avengers compound, and he might extend the game with magic. So he drops Sarah, usually something that kind of complements or goes along with the Sarah play is magic. So we may end up copying a magic here, but I think the leader play is going to be the most advantageous for us. We do have Magneto that might pull some of their cards over. Otherwise, we're currently winning this one. With the leader play, we'll be winning Crimson Cosmos, and we'll copy whatever he drops. So I think that's like kind of the safest route for us to go. Hela, we don't have any great resummons here, and then we're not winning by enough to do like a Red Skull or a Captain Marvel for covering the board. I forgot about the Carnage. That's not great. But yeah, Mark Sign, you got Venom. Venom's a tricky one. Venom is Venom's definitely one that when it works incredibly well. No, we lost. Right? We lost, right? Okay. There was so much movement going on with the triple Magnetos. I was pretty sure that we lost once we saw how much power he pushed on the board, and the Carnage was a pretty bad target. And his Magneto saved our Swordmaster, but it wasn't quite enough. But no, when Venom works, he works incredibly well. But but you have to, it's kind of like leader. You have to be in a place where you're already winning. Alex, that was a very good game. Very, very good game. Where was that? That was for 2 cubes, right? What a way to come back. You came back in. I guess our MMR is still pretty close. And is that the deck list that you were kind of testing out and working on? 1 second. I don't know if dogs have dreams or nightmares, but mine always whimpers whenever she's sleeping, and I always feel so bad. So I try to console her a little bit. And then Umai's, hey, how's it going? Thank you for jumping in and joining us for the lunch live stream. And then Alex, that's the one. It definitely got the better of us. And so I don't know if we saw the entire potential that it had. I'd be interested to see kind of how it works for you, like over the long term. And then we have a thank you, Ralph, for keeping the positive vibes going. We're -16 right now. The start of the stream was not the strongest, but we do have the positive vibes. And we can always come back. We can always come back and do better. So in this game, or this matchup, resummoning cards with Hela is going to be a little bit scary. Because of Bar with no name, if we push too much power there, or really any power, we could easily lose it. And for that same reason, playing into Strange Academy before turn 5 also feels like a pretty bad decision. I think we're going to go with a Swordmaster, see what it discards, and then we can kind of go from there. And then Rando, you said I just pulled Sarah finally. What are the combos that I'm not thinking about? And I missed what we discarded. So Sarah is really good at enabling like a big late game. So of course the Sarah negative, also like a Sarah into magic allows you to do a lot of like really powerful things on that final turn. And so I think I'm going to drop out of queuing. Jeremiah, yeah, I know you said you had some work that you had to do. And so absolutely. Do Nakia here? Oh, thank you. So it was Nakia that we dropped. So it's not going to be a great card to resummon, but I don't think we go towards the resummon route for this game. Unless we get something good with Hela. At that point, maybe we resummon it to get leader back on the board. Otherwise, I think we go with stacking some power in the hub, hope that their cards from Strange Academy get pushed over into Bar with no name. And then we can kind of choose between which one of these that we want to use. Okay, so we do have the leader, so we will go with a resummon towards the end of the game. And then Tiago, what's a good sub for Captain Marvel? That one's kind of tough. So she acts as kind of a buffer. So if we're not really winning any particular lane and we need that assurance of being able to shift power into different lanes, then yeah, you might be able to go vision. That way you have that flexibility. That way if you drop it naturally on 5, you can adjust it. It's the same, it's 1 extra power point, same cost, so it'd keep the curve. But yeah, I think Captain Marvel does the best job at making sure she kind of clears the board. If you do need a sub, I think vision would be as close as possible, but I don't think it'd be great either. And then watch out for Viper. Yeah, so they said they did the ARG, and I think that's the biggest bait. You'd go Iron Man. That way, if you do resummon it with Hela, you can push or potentially push a large amount of power. Iron Man would be a good bet as well. So if they Viper the demon over, we do have Killmonger, so we'd be able to destroy the demon token. And they'd be stuck with Viper over here. So I think that's probably okay. And then they use Sarah. So are they extending the game? Or maybe they're going to change it? Maybe they change it with a magic play. So they could easily change it with a magic play. We could do Red Skull here. I think otherwise, if they don't extend the game, then even if they send us, if they have to use 2 energy to send us Viper, to send us the demon here. I don't know that they can overcome the rest of the power. We wouldn't grab anything. I guess we would grab their Killmonger with a Magneto play. I think we go with Magneto onto the right-hand side. If they extend the game, that's fine. We can either push like a Red Skull or potentially some other power push over into that left lane. Maybe do a Killmonger if it seems like that might be able to be the play to allow Captain Marvel to move over. I think that gives us the biggest buffer. We've been having a pretty tough morning. We need to get the positivity going. And so there is the magic with the Sarah. So you asked what the best combinations with Sarah. Really anything that runs a Sarah magic allows for a lot of like late game power push, because now they have the discount and they have the additional turn to push a lot of cards out onto the board. And then Mice, what's the invisible woman for? The invisible woman's for a couple of things. You can either, if you're going the traditional like Hela resummon, you can hide your discard cards behind it. If you're not, then you can use it as a kind of attention grab, where they will oftentimes use a rogue or an enchantress to try to counter it, only to find out that you don't have those cards that they thought you had behind it. And then you can also, hide things like Magneto or Killmonger. Yeah, so it's not used the same way as like a traditional Hela. It can be, but a lot of times it's just there as that, like, I don't know, kind of board presence. And then -16 is this economy. Oh yeah. So I think we can go. Do we go Red Skull here? We only have, I guess we have 2 cards to resummon, right? We have Leader to resummon. Do we go Hela instead? That would resummon Leader. Captain Marvel acts as a buffer. I think we're okay. I don't think we need to destroy their demon. Yeah, I think we're all right with this one. And then Revan, yeah. So it's not going to be a perfect replacement. Captain Marvel really adds to like the ability to like shift our power across the board whenever we in unknown or uncertain situations. And so I think Captain Marvel is a hard like replacement, but if you had to, you might try Vision or Iron Man. And so we're going to have the Captain Marvel that comes in and allows us to draw the game. We don't win it, but we draw it. A very rare tie. We're going to get something going though. Not a good showing for the Hela Casino. It has the potential. This is not a good representation. A lot of the cubes that we have lost are from our rival battle with Q, where we max snap and we just go for an 8 cube regardless of the outcome. And so hopefully we'll be able to kind of chip away at that. But and then yeah, the Captain Marvel tie is better than the loss, and so it is very it increases the flexibility. So a lot of this deck list and the idea behind the list is pushing as many different win conditions or kind of flexibility. Whereas a regular Hela build is very structured. It has a pretty like distinct play path. This one has a lot of options. So if you discard Hela, you have a leader to fall back on. If you don't have either, ooh, the TVA is a tough one. And then
don't mind me just mowing my lawn.
So Pilk, I think the sprinkler one was a little bit better. I love hearing all of the weird things that the text-to-speech guy does with different messages. It is always so. I mean, ooh, they have the Space Throne. That is an easy snap. We can play a 3-cost card in like really just about anything. We could get Swordmaster played over there. Yeah, Pilk, yeah, he failed you today. The sprinkler one was much better. It's time to fire him and get one of the other ones. And then yeah, Magneto is pretty core in stealing the games. And I may have missed the question, Captain Kirch. But Magneto is great in like moving their 3 and 4 cost cards where they don't want them to be. And then Sandman is really good. And then Red Skull and Magneto are really great follow-ups if you drop Sandman on curve on 4. He's a really good follow-up. So we discarded a leader with Lady Sif, right? I don't think we play... Oh wait, it ends on 4. No. So if we don't play a card, we can play Red Skull next turn. But at the same time, I think we really need to have some power spread out on the board to counter the TVA. We didn't play anything interesting. Can we keep the Red Skull? Oh wait, but I played it into Superflow, so we don't have the 5 energy. Oh no.
Time's up.
You can play on TVA. Yeah, I should have played it on TVA. And so Pilk and Joyer. Let's see if this one does a little bit better.
The train is coming, make sure it's not the one.
Okay, I think that one was he does magic the TVA, so that's okay. But I think that one I think that one was much better, Pilk. That one was definitely much better. Pilk is the DJ today. So I think we play Captain Marvel, even if we don't get our resummon cards back. We have a decent. We didn't have Hela in hand, right? Captain Marvel will be able to move over into the Space Throne. Red Skull is going to be pretty strong as well. The Wong is always really scary with this list. If we draw into Magneto, we can pull it over to the side. Oh, we haven't discarded leader. I want to see what happens if you do voice to text into a text to speech. Oh, like converting it. Oh, Hela was discarded. Okay, so he has the Wong. Ideally, we would have Magneto, but I think we discarded Magneto. We can go with the Red Skull. We can go with leader this turn, or we can go with leader next turn. I think this turn we're going to go with Red Skull. We always have the coverage of Captain Marvel moving over into Space Throne, depending on what he has for his Wong combo. Last time he's been playing Arnim Zola, he might have like a Gambit. Ooh. The Mystique is really, really scary. So if he has like a Spectrum, like a weird cheeky Spectrum deck list, this might get it for him. Because leader won't give us the Spectrum buff, and if we play leader, it's not going to be real great. Gambit might also be the play or the target. I think we can go with leader. It's either that or we play Killmonger over into the Space Throne, and then we hope that he doesn't have a buff for it, or that it doesn't get hit with Gambit. But the 4 trigger Gambit feels really, really tough. But right now he has. And so doing the leader, that will destroy one of his cards as well. I think if it is Gambit, I think we sit okay. Unless he completely wipes one of our board. Captain Marvel is that kind of buffer. And so I think she might come in and win us the game if it is a Gambit play. Nope, so it's the White Tiger. Interesting. So we win this one, right? We win the Space Throne, and then we just win mid off of power. That was not what I was expecting at all. Last time I was anticipating potentially a White Tiger, but that one was not it. The Space Throne really, really hurt him. Had the Space Throne not been there, that we got really lucky with the goose into it. And you said leader to the right? Leader to the right, knowing that he would play into the limbo location. We could, but yeah, I guess, but then if he played into Superflow, we wouldn't be able to copy it over here. And so we are now back to -8 cubes. We did regain just a few of the cubes that we lost to Q. And so it wasn't possible to play leader. Oh yeah, to the right. I was thinking left, Alexander. Yeah, they had Goose to the far right. And so we weren't able to play like a leader. We weren't able to play most of those. it's a lot of folding until you have the right hand with this list or the traditional Hela build, Captain. That is what I was running, but I've had nothing but bricks this morning. Oh, zombie. Oh, so this list is what you were running? Negative 15 ladder drop right now. So it hasn't been incredibly great this morning, but it does have those streaks. It has a lot of like win conditions, play paths, and I guarantee that I'm not running it as optimally as Nasir would. But it does have a lot of potential. The hardest matchup that I have found for it is those that have really strong ongoing abilities, because you can potentially pull their Wong with Magneto, but that's a very slim chance. Otherwise, if they get off their big combos, it can make it really tough to win or have a win condition at that point. Otherwise, all the other matchups, it feels really, really strong. And so we're now at -8 in this economy, -8. So the Sanctum Sanctorum's not terrible for us. Thinking of what he ran before, he ran the Bucky Barnes, he ran a Carnage, so leader's not great for us on the final turn. So we want to be careful about even discarding leader here. And then he ran a Thor. So I think maybe we go Swordmaster into nowhere. Or maybe we let it discard one of our cards. And then we want to be able to draw into Captain Marvel here. If we draw into Captain Marvel, she'll be able to move over into the Sanctum Sanctorum for us, which is going to be huge at being able to win that lane. Do you plan to make a Smurf count upon global launch? No. If I did, it'd be an account that I just plan on going in and like retreating and giving people cubes back. I would feel bad with how much I've played and how much like game knowledge I have. And then hey me, how's it going? Thank you for jumping in and joining us for at least for a little bit. I don't know. I'd feel bad going against people that maybe just got introduced to the game. And so I want them to have like a fair experience going in. And so I'll play on Sulky Hulky some, but I don't plan on creating a new account, at least for a while, at least until everyone kind of gets their bearings. So we can do the Lady Sif, which will discard either Hela or Leader, or maybe even Magneto. I think maybe we try to hold for Magneto. Captain Marvel is going to be really big, a really big win condition for us. Now I'm going to go with the Lady Sif discard. We have two decent targets, so the leader resummon. Why did he play Thor in nowhere? I'm not sure, Hayes. And I just now realized the Ownerville for that one won't trigger in nowhere. So I'm not sure exactly what list he's running or exactly how much power it can push. I know that it's always a unique take. So he's another stream enjoyer. I think he was one of our first channel members that joined the channel as a member. So it could be Destroyer. So he does have magic in this list. So do we think he's gonna wait? He has magic, right? If he extends the game, I'm debating between an Infinite or a Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel will guarantee we win Sanctum Sanctorum, but Infinite is such a huge board presence for us. That I don't think we can turn it down. We could always use Magneto and pull their Thor over here, but I don't think that's a good enough push. Oh my gosh, the bots are out in spades today. We're gonna ban this one as well. And then Rando, they did say they're planning on a PC client, right? Yeah. So on global release, they're gonna have the early access for the Steam client. And wait, Alex, you're back in. Sorry, I didn't lock in the last play or the last turn play. But yes, accounts will be linked. So the accounts the accounts will still they're linked to your Google Play at least right now, and so you'll be able to transfer any progress that you made over to that. And then even if you're in the game by like the APK, by like sideloading the APK, your progress will still stand. And so that was a good game, Alex. The nowhere location was a little bit difficult for us. I think for both of us. He's running a free cubes deck for you. No, the first time we matched up against him, he did he did win. He took the cubes, and so right now we're balanced out. Okay, so Piri discarded their Killmonger. We discarded our Swordmaster. So that's one of we only have a few in this list. We only run a few like discard options. So Lady Sif, Hellcow, and then Swordmaster. And then Soul Knife queued again. Didn't Soul Knife say he was done queuing for a little bit, and then maybe he's queuing in the background. They run Forge, Hood. They might be running a Destruction deck. Forge is one that you don't see as often. We do have Killmonger, so I think we wait and hold that until they play their 6-power demon. That's going to be a pretty good like late game presence for us. And they had a Killmonger, so it could be a Deadpool deck. So they buffed up their demon, which is actually really good for us. We're going to be able to drop Killmonger on maybe on the last turn, maybe on turn 5. And so that's going to be a sneaky way, I think, to win this location. I think we play Lady Sif there just so we have some power. Some power now. I'm interested to hear this one, Pilk.
Your test results are in. Let's print them out. Yep, you're wrong.
I think that one. I think I like that one better than the sprinkler one. Thank you again for the super chat and all of the giggles from the text to speech. I think that one was definitely better than the sprinkler. Sprinkler was good, but that one, I think that one was spot on. I thought I was printing paper. And so, Eddie, I hope when this game globally launches, I'll be able to play this game on my iPad. Yeah, when it globally launches, it will be on the iTunes Store, the Google Play Store, and on Steam. And so you'll be able to play it on whichever medium works best for you. So, we can either do Red Skull, Captain Marvel, or we can do a leader play. A Killmonger play. I think we might go with Killmonger. We just need to be in the lead in these 2 lanes after it triggers, so after this turn, and it would set us up for a really good leader play. Or if we draw into Hela, we can resummon our Magneto, which is another great option or avenue. So I think we want to take out the demon this turn because they don't have a. Hey, Alexander, thank you so much. Your Wong notification will pop up here in just a second. But we are gonna lock in the Killmonger, and so they do a Deadpool, which I mean is actually gonna be pretty good for us. We destroy their Deadpool. They dropped a wave. That means they can only drop 1 card. Wait, where'd the Wong go? Alexander, last time you gifted a sub, the Wong notification didn't come up either, did it? Or no, maybe it was Harry? We're waiting a long time for this one. You're cursed. It's the second time. I'll manually trigger it here in just a second. So I think the leader play is going to help us win here. I'm going to go ahead and snap. I've been playing pretty defensively and haven't been snapping when I feel like I have the advantage. But this time I think we definitely have the upside on them. And so I do snap. I'm going to wait just a second before locking it in just to kind of give them some time to think about it. And then while I'm doing that, I'm pulling up the overlay. I'm going to be able to manually trigger it. It's going to say a weird name, but I will be able to trigger the notification. And so let's go ahead and finish locking this in. I think they're going to stay. They play 2 cards. One is a Death, and then one is a Deadpool. We, of course, with the leader play, counter it. And so the lead that we had in middle and the lead that we had in Wakanda Embassy because of the leader do hold good. So now we are down to -2 or up to -2. All we need is 1 more win, and we can be Mr. Positive Streamer. And then let's trigger the
hey welcome. It took you long enough.
Let's trigger the Wong notification for Alex. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Your support is so huge. You're a channel member yourself. And you oftentimes come in gift subs. So thank you, Pilk, for all the super chats. And then thank you, Alexander, for the gifted sub. Zombie, it looks like you received the gifted membership. If you refresh, you now have access to all of our emojis, our growing list of emojis. One being Wong, because I make so many poor Wong jokes. It's a decision I have to live with. We have the Q emoji, we have the puppies, and then we have our newest one of Mjolnir, which is because I have a Snapchat lens filter that will turn me into Mjolnir, but it terrified everybody. The stream actually crashed shortly after. It was YouTube that crashed, but I like to say that it was because I turned into Mjolnir. And so chat has forbade me from ever turning into Mjolnir ever again. Zoma, sorry. Sorry, Zoma. Sorry, Zombie. Zoma, I see that you received the gifted membership. And so I think we are going to play Invisible Woman into the Shadowland. That will allow us to potentially either do like a Swordmaster, or we can even sneak like a Killmonger or something else similar behind it. And then I think we haven't had a good Sandman game so far. I don't think I've played Sandman outright. And so I think I'm going to probably play Sandman, depending on what it looks like they're playing. So Angela is usually the first sign of like an aggro list, and so I think it's going to benefit us pretty well to play Sandman here. I'm going to actually outright play our Lady Sif. That is going to discard our Captain Marvel, and then Compower. How's it going? I see that you jumped into chat. Thank you for being here. I'm going to play Lady Sif outright. It will discard our Captain Marvel, which is okay. If we draw into Hela, that'll give us a tool to resummon. And then if we need to, we'll play Sandman into one of these lanes, probably Los Diablos base next turn. We can hide Hellcow behind it. If we do draw into our Hela, that allows us to resummon a lot of cards on them when they can only play one card per turn. Is it really Wong to make those jokes? I think it's Wong, but it feels white. It feels right. So they dropped Sandman, or they dropped a morph, right? And it morphed into our Sandman. So we don't even have to actually drop Sandman now. They did it for us. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I am so glad that I found a community or environment that I can make my bad dad jokes, and they're appreciated. It feels so good. I appreciate all of you guys for playing along as well. So there is Sandman on the board now. We don't have to wait until turn and waste our turn dropping Sandman now. So we can do. Actually, that's really good for us. We have the Hellcow. We can drop Killmonger now, which will kill their Sunspot. It'll kill the Ninja. Yeah, everyone. Jeremiah, I missed it. I missed the opportunity. Thank you, everyone else, for playing a Wong. Thank you. Thank you for pointing it out. So we can do the Killmonger. It will destroy their power presence or potential power presence of their Sunspot. We're winning left and right now. They can only drop one card. We drop the leader. We should be safe, even if we don't draw into Hela. But Alexander, I need to go. Thank you all for the stream. Good luck. Thank you, Alexander, for being here. We are going to end the stream in a positive cube, net positive cube gain. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the gifted sub, and thank you just for always being so active in like the Discord, the videos, and our live streams. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. So I think we're going to do leader. Actually, no, it doesn't really matter where we play leader, right? We can play leader. They can only play one card. And so I think we play it here just in case there's anything like strange that goes on. But we should be able to retain our lead in Shadowland and Los Diablos space, no matter what they drop. Hey, Krispy Kreme, how's it going? Ooh, maybe not. If that goes over to the right, okay. That was almost really bad. Leader under the Invisible Woman would have been correct. That came down to a 50-50 RNG flip. So yeah, I think the leader. Yeah, we definitely dodged that one. It's good. How's your day been? Mine's been going well. We are now a net positive for the stream. We started off the stream in our very first match. We started -8. and then we have been climbing ever since. And so my day's going well. The work day so far has been pretty decent. It hasn't been too crazy. So overall, it's been really positive. But it came down to a 50-50 coin flip with the white tiger. It could have pushed it over to the left or right. The right would have beaten us, and so leader would have had us covered. But I didn't anticipate the white tiger play by any means. And so let's go ahead and queue into another one. Thank you, Brim, for calling out for any stream likers. Actually, I'm really bad. I don't think I like the stream myself, so I'm actually going to go do that right now. To kind of boost up the stream. So yes, if you haven't liked the stream and you are enjoying the lunch live streams, if you enjoy the content, if you drop it a like, it does help the YouTube algorithm to spread the it spreads the stream and the content to other people so that they can enjoy it as well. So we are going up against. Is there Captain Kirch on stream? Yeah, so Captain Kirch has been here for a little bit, kind of helping answer some of the questions regarding the Hela Casino list. And we are actually queuing up to Nasir. So Nasir is the one that we got. The reason I said Nasir is the one that we got the list from. They are the one that kind of crafted this version of Hela. And so it's probably going to be a mirror match. And so I think either way, it should be a really good match. I would bet that unless they get a bad draw, they end up beating us. Hey, Progenito, how's it going? I bet that they end up winning. Nasir has a wealth of knowledge with this deck list, and so I can only assume that they are going to navigate it to a T. But we're gonna give it our best. We're gonna give it our best shot. Let's do a Swordmaster into Kiln. As long as it doesn't discard Captain Marvel, we have Death's Domain covered just in case they don't draw into their Hela or their resummon capabilities. We have a leader, which is going to be interesting. If we discard Hela and then they end up dropping Hela on their last turn, we can copy it with leader. So many like crazy possibilities, knowing that we're running a mirror match here. And so he does draw into he draws into Invisible Woman, so he does have some flexibility on us there. In being able to like go the traditional Hela path. I don't know that I want to do Lady Sif though. I don't know that I want to do Lady Sif or Killmonger. Actually, no. I know that their list doesn't run any 1-drops anymore. It used to run Blade. He has subbed it out for Red Skull. I'm just going to drop Killmonger on the board as a power presence, as a way to push power into Kiln before it gets locked down. And so they do the same thing. I don't normally get nervous about navigating different deck lists, but knowing that he is the creator of this one, I would do Sif just to assert dominance. Pixie, hey Pixie, how's it going? I think we do our Captain Marvel here. That adds coverage to Death's Domain, the Invisible Woman, and Sif. That's not a bad playline. It's not a bad playline. I'm not sure how Captain Marvel interacts with Lady Sif or with Invisible Woman though, because Captain Marvel's ability reads after the final turn, and Invisible Woman is at the end of the game. And so I think if Captain Marvel ends up being behind Invisible Woman, she won't actually move or maneuver. But we are going to go with the Lady Sif. I think that's a good playline that covers us for if we draw into Magneto. If she's behind Invisible Woman, she will activate. Does she? For some reason, I thought that it was the other way around for some reason. Or I thought the Invisible Woman broke her like functionality. So we can do leader, and then we can do Hela. And that would copy their last turn play, but their last turn play is going to be here. I think we go Captain Marvel and then Hela. You never had her broken by Invisible Woman? So that's good to know. Maybe that wasn't the interaction that I interacted with, or maybe it was so long ago. But that maybe it's been tweaked since then. So I'm going to trust both of you guys. Both of you guys are really knowledgeable. We're going to put Captain Marvel behind the Invisible Woman, and then we plan on doing Hela at the end of the game. Okay, so the Magneto pulls us some power into Death's domain, which is interesting. Then we have Hela. Maybe Nasir didn't draw into Hela. I think we have a decent shot. We're going to be able to either resummon the Infinite or the Leader. The Leader I don't think is going to do us a lot of good because whatever they play this turn will likely be in limbo. Wait, long ago, yeah, that if it was too long ago that it's been changed since then. I would assume it won't work too since Magic. Yeah, that's and it's the wording that gets me. With Invisible Woman being after the game ends, and Captain Marvel being after the final turn. So in my head, it's after either 6 or 7. Captain Marvel triggers, and then the game ends after that point, and Invisible Woman goes. But they may have it coded where it interacts how they want it to. And so let's go ahead and do the Hela. I think it's a pretty decent shot. It could come down to an RNG of like the resummons. So we get the bad one with the Leader discard, but I think that's okay. We're not gonna get to play anything with the Leader, but I think it's okay. So their Swordmaster does Hellcow. They have a Captain Marvel as well, and then they have a Hela to bring back their Hellcow. So I think we're okay. Tentatively, I think we're okay. Okay. So had Captain Marvel moved here, they would have ended up losing this left lane. And Captain Marvel, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, Captain Marvel, if 2 people have them, it's more advantageous to not have initiative going into that last turn. So with the order of events, my Captain Marvel would have tried to move to a lane. If their Captain Marvel after that would have been able to move to that lane to counter it, theirs would have been that final turn. So it always gets kind of tricky whenever you have multiple Captain Marvels on the board. She's one that really makes you have to think about where she's playing, and who's going first. But overall, you don't see Captain Marvel played that often, so it's not really as big of an issue as if she was really in the meta. But we do win versus Nasir with their own list. I feel bad. I feel like we should have retreated on them. Captain Kirch, I should have gotten that from your last comment. Is that pointed to me, Captain Kirch? And then DaddyGamingNightly. Finally, I had a complete deck that's in one of your videos. Have you tried? Oh, gotcha. Daddy Gaming, have you tried running it? How's it been faring with you? And then Nasir back to reclaim the cubes. Oh, okay. The last few were though. Gotcha. Yeah, no. And not that I necessarily like truly feel bad. I just know that I'm running their list, and I think I talked to Nasir. I actually ran it by Nasir just to make sure that they were okay with me releasing a video about their deck, because I would hate to release like someone's like clutch counter deck that's performing really well and then make it really widespread known. And so I talked to Nasir. Very nice individual. And so I don't think they'd be mad. I think they'd probably be happy that if they lost to their own deck list type of thing. So if we end the stream on positive cubes, I suggest to make a Kingpin deck yet again for tomorrow. Kingpin is so tricky, and I think the issue that I've had with Kingpin so far is that I've been leaning really heavily into like all of those move components. I think you only need 1 or 2 like move or counter move style components. So like a Magneto and an Arrow. I think any more than that, you start clogging your board a bit. And so I think that's the issue that I've been having. I absolutely want to make a Kingpin list work. When it works well, it feels so satisfying. But it could also be a way for us to yep, Spider-Man emote back. Sorry. It could be a way for us to end a stream really negatively. So we're going to go ahead and play Captain Marvel. I think they probably take Asgard. And then Trainer Red. I have Wave in my Hela deck to hide Hela behind Invisiwoman, and then immediately play discards. Yeah, that's actually a decent kind of play path. I don't know how often it happens that you would have all three in your hand, but when it does happen that way, it feels so satisfying. Have you tried Invisiwoman and Kingpin? Progenito, yeah, so I did. I may have been one of the first ones to try and pilot like an Invisiwoman behind Kingpin type list, and it feels okay. It doesn't work very often, but when it does work, it's more of a funny interaction when it does work, because Kingpin will take effect after being revealed behind Invisiwoman, and so then you can move the cards after it, but it relies a lot on like luck and what's being played in the meta. So I think Magneto is going to be our better play path here. We do have Captain Marvel that can kind of cover our bases in Luke's bar. If they pull our Sandman over, we get an additional +3. We're going to pull all of their cards out of Asgard, so if they don't use a Magneto or a leader, Pilk, you think would leader be better? So leader would potentially pull their Hela so that we could resummon cards, right? I'm not sure who we discarded with Swordmaster. I was talking to chat. I'm sorry. I'm not sure who we have discarded. We only have one in the chamber, and they have at least a decently powered card with their Lady Sif. Oh, they discarded Hela. So maybe they play a leader to do the Magneto. We pull their Lady Sif and Sandman out. So leader would have ended in like a weird leader interaction. Ooh, we do lose, huh? So even if it had moved here, we would have won this one by 1. They would have won this one by 4. Had we played leader, it would have done the leader copy all the way across the board. And so I think you're right at that one. I think the leader copy would have been a little bit safer. They would have had 4 leaders. We would have had 3. I don't know. I'm not very good at using leader. Leader's kind of my like really late game backup plan when I don't have a different play path. Wait, Nasir had a DaddyGamingNightly. So Nasir created the deck list, and so from today's video, this deck list was one that they made, and so it feels good that they ended up beating us. Yeah, leader is mind blowing. It creates so many like crazy plays that it's hard for me to grasp all of the different possibilities. And certain decks are really hard countered by it. Certain decks are pretty good counters as well. But yeah, Nasir is the OG. And so if I had to lose to somebody, I am absolutely glad that it was Nasir. And so we are running up just a little bit over an hour. So I think this one may be the last one. And then maybe, depending on if we win or if it feels like it's a solid win, maybe we do this one more. It just depends. We are going to work on coming to a close now, though. So we have the extra energy from Tinker's Workshop. We can do Hell Cow. Do we do Hell Cow and then hope that it targets our Widow's Bite? Or do we play Widow's Bite, which makes our Hell Cow much more likely to discard some of our really good cards? Or we could just go with Lady Sif. Play it. Captain Kirch, would you do the Lady Sif or the Hell Cow here? Lady Sif will guarantee that we at least have either a leader or a Hela next turn. Hell Cow, we could get a really low roll and discard both Hela and leader. I think we go with this is a Hela Casino. I think we go with the casino route. If we discard both of them, we probably end up retreating. Otherwise, we might be able to convince them into snapping back if we discard Hela and then we have leader as a backup. And so the Infinite and the leader is actually pretty good. We now have Hela to resummon an Infinite, a huge Infinite onto the board on the last turn. And then we'll have leader as well to copy whatever they play. So as long as we have a decent board presence before that, we should be pretty good. And then Harry, yeah, I actually snapped before the Hell Cow came down. And so right now we've already snapped. I tried to preemptively snap. A lot of times, if you hit like a really good high roll, like discard. Oh yeah. So we've already snapped it. That too is from us. Otherwise, yeah, it's definitely a snap. I preemptively snapped it just in case we discarded our Hela. I figured that would entice Hard Edge into a snapback. So with this deck list, if you discard Hela, you can oftentimes trick them into an 8-cube game when you still have a decent advantage with like a leader or a Magneto. And so that's what I was going with. I preemptively snapped and then was hoping if we discarded Hela, they would kind of impulsively snap back. And then we'd be able to kind of sneak away the win with a leader. So they have a Jane Foster, so they pull back into Wasp. So our leader's not going to be huge into Muir Island. I think we're pretty susceptible in the Muir Island location. But at the same time, I think we play our Hela. Actually, the way that Lockjaw and like a leader play works. So if we resummon leader and their card is rotated by Lockjaw, I don't think we resummon anything into Muir Island. Do we go for... We only have 2 cards that have been discarded. Do we go for the Hela into Muir Island and then hope that our cards go here and here? Or do we kind of split the difference? Then if we play Hela into Hellfire Club, we at least have to get a decently powered card here. In like a leader or something else. We could also do Hela into the far right lane. And then it still comes down to where Hela is going to resummon our cards. I think I'm going to go right lane. We do have the leader that will be able to at least keep us tied here. So I think I'm going to go right lane. That way we can have the lead, have the advantage. And then we just have to wait for the RNG. This is going to be a big cube game. You'd go for the left to go left, or I'd fill left or go right. Ooh, so they had a leader too. But their leader isn't as impactful as ours was. RNG makes the game fun and worst. Any alternatives, Captain Marvel? So she's really good at kind of protecting your downside or your backside. We win? So leader into a Lockjaw is really, really difficult because if they have initiative, or if we have initiative, our leader would have resummoned whatever they had played. But after it rotates, they didn't technically play Thor or Wave, so our leader doesn't grab anything. And so one of those weird leader interactions that you have to kind of anticipate for. But we were able to win Hellfire Club by more than they won Muir Island. It's one of those that you just kind of have to let it play out, and until you're really familiar with like that functionality, it's going to be really iffy each time. Not even close. the Infinite definitely helped with that big power presence. Hey Austin, how's it going? But MrBrightside, there's not a great or perfect replacement for Captain Marvel. People have thrown around either a Vision so that you can move it by yourself manually if you play her naturally onto the board, or an Iron Man to kind of help elevate your power level. So like had Iron Man resummoned here, it would have been 28 power. And so I think either of those would be decent to try out, but Captain Marvel is really good at kind of protecting your all of your bases, just in case it needs to move into a hard to play location. And then Drillex, how do you know who's... And while I'm answering these, I'm going to play one more. That was going to be the last one, but we're going to play one more while I catch up on a little bit of chat. So Drillex, how do you know whose cards will flip first? And so Captain Kirch actually answered it, but to touch on it, whoever's winning the game at that point in time will flip first. But if it's a tie, so like at the start of a game, you can tell, or if you're just uncertain, you can tell by whoever's name is glowing. So there's a glowing border around my name. So I'm gonna flip first, and so that's how you tell kind of easily if you're not kind of calculating across the board. The closest Captain Marvel replacement is probably Doctor Doom. Yeah, random. Doctor Doom would be okay at filling all of those different spaces. Would be a decent one to be resummoned. So that one might be worth trying as well. It's just a little harder to drop it on the board. You'd have to go with the Hela route. And with this one, we don't always go with that direct Hela path. And so we need... if you're resummoning, Doctor Doom's going to be great. If not, it might be a little bit iffy. Every stream we were climbing bottom to top like protagonists. This is several times in a row that we've started really low. We started at like I think before we started our ascent we were at -16, and now we're at +10. I really like that Black Widow variant. I haven't seen that one before, but I am a fan of it. I think we're gonna go all in on the Hela path. We're just gonna discard the rest of our cards. We already had one discarded from Swordmaster. I think we really lean into it. Yeah, that Black Widow is really cool. And then, yeah, as the stream is coming to a close, if you are watching and you do enjoy the streams, make sure to give it a like. It helps the algorithm let it reach a wider audience, and it lets me know that you're enjoying the lunch live streams. You should make a Black Widow deck. She's very cool. So I think Black Widow has some uses in like junk style decks. So something like the Senhof crap where you're kind of flooding their board, and then also in certain like disruption style decks. But I think she can really fit in. She's very versatile. She can fit into a lot of deck lists pretty well, because she adds a good amount of disruption to their lists. So do I want to go leader here? I don't think we do. I think leader is going to be kind of scary, but I don't think we go Lady Sif either. Because if they do a debris, then we may end up like blocking the board entirely. But we also want to maintain an upside by the end of the game. Yeah, the Black Widow into Wave into Odin is really strong when you can pull it off. And then I like to have like an Arnim Zola or something else to extend that potential wave combo as well. So when you can pull that off, it feels really good. He can eat Shadowlands with Carnage. Play the leader. I guess they Hobgoblin. I was thinking they might as well. If they Hobgoblin, then it'd be a good counter. They can do a Destroyer this turn. They could also Carnage, which would give us a little upside, but not as much as them. Not great. Not terrible, but not great. Oh my gosh, no, that is terrible. Now we can't resummon all the stuff we discarded with Hela. Oh, oh no. Bad decisions were made. Definitely bad decisions were made. So as long as they can play more than 5 power here, they win. We don't have any way to come up over. And then we top deck the Hela. Have you tried Black Widow Beast? I haven't. That could be a good way to get her down onto the boards multiple times. Why wasn't Viper triggered? Because since I haven't had it goes back to initiative. Since I had initiative, we resummoned Viper, but at the time that we resummoned Viper, they had technically a full lane because their Viper was face down. And so it just couldn't send anything over. Once everything resolved, now they have a space, but at the time it couldn't. Magneto from the Hela would be a good top deck because we could pull some of their cards. Actually, no. Maybe they didn't have a 7 power play. A lot of like the Senhof crap style lists don't, or Senhof junk, Senhof whatever. They don't have a great like win condition late game, so he would have had to push power here and here. But we we take those. We take those every time. Sometimes I think too long, and they get tired of waiting. I told you leader was the play. Oh, yeah, I mean, you didn't lead us wrong, Pilk. You definitely didn't lead us wrong. It did work out well. Let's go with one more. I need to make that emoji happen. And after the gifted subs from yesterday and today, once those kind of come through, it's the big boss battle. It's the final boss battle before the end of the stream. As soon as those memberships come through, I should be able to make the just one more game emoji happen. Yeah, that's an emoji I want to make because I am notorious. Like at the end of every stream, I probably say one more about 4 or 5 times at minimum. And so yeah, cube's going away. Maybe we can finesse it and we can end up being positive 19. But even if we lose here, we're gonna end the stream on a positive note regardless. And so we do have a good match coming up. How do you make these queues happen? I don't know. I don't know how Q does it. I don't know if we're just really close in MMR, if he's just really good at timing it. But it happened like this, and I didn't realize for a little while that he was just here enjoying the stream and then queuing into us on the side. And so whenever we did finally realize it, I had to lean all the way in. We're now like arch rivals. We're nemesis. And so he now has his own emoji, and it's just evolved from this random interaction to something that happens probably twice every lunch stream. 16 cube loss incoming. We can do the Swordmaster. We can also do Lady Sif, which would either do Hela or Red Skull, but I do want to have, if at all possible, I want to have Hela in hand by the end of the game. So I think we're going to play Widow's Bite into Hala, and then we're going to play Swordmaster into the Icebox. If they play anything into Hala, maybe we can get the upside of having our Widow's Bite destroyed. And then we'll go with the 1 in 4 chance that it discards one of these cards. Q is cold as usual. Rando, Bruno Mars. Did I say something Bruno did I say something Bruno Mars-esque, or like a Bruno Mars song? Swordmaster discards Hela because it's Q. I'm surprised it didn't. It discarded Lady Sif, which is okay as well. The Green Goblin's a little bit tough, but I think we play Sandman into the right-hand side. We probably play Red Skull and then either a Magneto or Hela on the final turn, just to have a little bit of extra board presence. I think the Sandman might be our best win condition here. So if we can draw into Magneto, that's going to be huge. If we can draw into Magneto, we can pull the Wong into the Wong lane, and really mess with him. So if he goes with the really greedy, I think Invisible Woman might be the most Q positive card in the list. Yeah, so whenever they think they've countered Invisible Woman, it's an instant snap. So we get a lot of good upside from it. So it could be a Hazmat. It could be a White Tiger again. It could be a Mystique. Do the leader. I don't know. I think if we do leader, we're just going to copy our Sandman's ongoing ability. I think if we leader, it's next turn. I kind of want to do the Red Skull. Could be Leech as well. Yeah, you get the Invisible Woman rogued, Enchantress, moved with cards like Polaris, and he bets on White Tiger. And so whenever they think they have it, they usually snap, and then they realize that what you have hidden there is not necessarily what they thought. I think I'm going to go with Red Skull. I think this is a Mystique. No, it's a Dr. Doom. Ooh, okay. The Leech would have been very Q-like. I got $5 on Black Bolt. Oh, man. Okay, so with one card and only one card in the resummon trigger, I think we lose this one. So leader is most likely going to copy an Odin, which will resummon or re-trigger their Dr. Doom. Yeah, this one definitely looks like an Odin play. The Odin is a really good play path for him. We didn't discard any of our really strong cards. We don't have Wong to pull into another lane. I think we may have made the Wong decision. Ooh, yeah, we could send the Goblin back, right? So we could do leader over here. So if we do, well, the Goblin would end up being one power. So it comes down to, can we win another lane? I don't think we can win another lane, though. And so leader right would put a card here. Right now we would be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We would tie here. And then Odin on the left goes in. I think leader on the right ties this Icebox, loses this Hala, and then we win Titan. Yeah, I think this is an L for sure. But since it's Q, we will let it play out. I don't think we win this one. Doom adds one more bot. Not what I expected. I could have bet any amount of money, and never would I have said arrow as that like final kill trigger for us. So we are in at +3. Yeah, leader on the right. We lost the tiebreaker from the big hollow win, but that arrow play, not what I anticipated, not what I expected at all. I don't think we had a win condition either way. Actually, no. Even if we did Captain Marvel, it wouldn't have been enough to. It would have been enough to win one of these lanes, but we would have lost the Titan location. Yep, Q doing what Q does, and it is very, very hard to anticipate what Q is going to play. And as much as I hate to end on a loss, if it had to be a loss, at least it was to Q. It was a very Q-esque game. The only thing that would have made it even more so would have been like a leech play, but very, very good game, Q. I drew my cards in a weird unintended order. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it worked. It ended up working out. We didn't have the power push to match up against the Dr. Doom, which is one of the harder matchups against this Hela list. Is like a Wong ongoing, an on reveal, or just a really strong ongoing ability. And it seems like we never have our Magneto whenever we want him to, whenever a Wong gets dropped. But I am going to go ahead and end the stream there. No, we can't do one more game. I've done that. It's been about 12 minutes now since I've done the one more game. I do have to jump back into work mode, but thank you guys for being here and enjoying the stream. All of the positive vibes. Thank you, Pilk, for always trolling the text-to-speech guy. Thank you, Q, for all of the cube losses that we gained over the stream. Thank you, Alexander, for the gift of sub. I don't think you're here anymore. And then just thank you, everyone, for being here and enjoying the content. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. I will catch you guys either on tomorrow's video, tomorrow's stream, or just whenever you can make it next. As always, this has been TLSG. Later, guys.